What is up, YouTube? So in this video, I kind of wanted to just talk about the raw reality of owning multiple businesses at 16 years old. So there's a lot of people in the organic space now popping up that are like a lot younger. And it's really great because especially like me and others at a young age, is a very big advantage. And if you're watching this and you're younger as well, it's a very, very big advantage you've got over other people because you have the advantage of time, and time is everything. Time is the most important thing ever. And you have that because you imagine there's some people, like all of these like rich kids, or as they're called, kids, they're like 21, and if you're 16 you have 5 years to get that. And that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me on the go all the time. The fact that I've got like 5 years to do it, I'm still rushing to do it, but I just know, and it gives me more confidence that I'm gonna make it. But yeah, so owning multiple businesses at 16 though, however, if you don't know what I do or who I am, I'm Liam Smith and I do organic dropshipping. And I've obviously got like multiple stores and multiple accounts and what have you. So that's why I class it as like multiple businesses, because I always see every new account, every new website, every new product, every new thing as a new business, because it's a business model, but it's got businesses inside of it. Especially if I'm running like two different products in different niches, that is two different businesses. So right now, I am running a total of about like 4 or 5 products. So technically 4 or 5 businesses, if you want to call that. But yeah, so raw reality is, if you want to run multiple businesses at 16 and you want to like get the rewards from it, because don't get me wrong, it is rewarding, but you've got to be determined. But if you want to do that, it's going to take all of your time. Like, a lot of people will be coming on here, and it really annoys me when people do this, and it's purely because they're like just basically gurus trying to get you to buy the course. But I've seen a lot of people saying like, just 2 hours a day, or just 1 hour a day of doing this and you'll make this amount of money. And trust me, maybe in the future, after you've gone through years of working hard every single day and just going for it, maybe then that will be the case. But just starting out, 1 hour a day working on a business is not going to get you anywhere. I don't care who tells you it is not going to happen. Or at least it could, but it's going to take so much longer, because there's so many learning phases to go through, and the only person who's going to be able to do that is your future self when they've learned everything. But if you're starting as a beginner right now, you are going to need lots of time to do it, okay? And basically, like, as I've gone further into my journey, so I've been like on a self-improvement journey now, from like building my physique, starting off with weightlifting. I have posted like my backstory on this account already, but I've gone from like weightlifting and still doing that all the way to like business. So now I've been doing that for a good like 2 years. Business side more like 1.5 years so far. And so basically it started off where I'm 16 now, and I was about like 14, nearly 15 when I kind of started with everything. So basically I started with a clothing brand, and then kind of went further and further and further, and then got into dropshipping itself. And now I see that as I've got further into the business model, I've been working at least harder than ever. Like, I work a lot more now than I did when I started. And I think that's just something you get used to. That first learning phase, as soon as you build that first bit of discipline, that's all it takes to, get you to that next level and push you forwards. Because, you might work like a certain amount now, but if you want to make it faster and further, you're going to have to put as much effort in as you can, as much time as you can physically give to the business. You have to, because if you want rewards, you're going to have to prove to God that you're worthy of them. And I see, like, if you work less, you'll get less from it. And if you work more, you'll get more. It's the more you put in, the more you'll get out. It's quite simple, really. And like, very recently, I get like very little sleep because of it. But again, my dreams and my goals and my end goal is more important to me than anything. And I think that, you know, the lack of sleep, the lack of social interaction, all of these different things that you're gonna lack and miss out on because of growing this business, I think it'll all be worth it in the end. In fact, it will all be worth it in the end, because you've got to really analyze like what's more important to me. More important to me, is it going to be achieving my dreams or getting a 8 hours of sleep? Like in, I mean, yeah, sleep's cool, but Lamborghini's cooler. So, obviously, I'm not like telling you to just not sleep, because that's not a good idea. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you've got to understand what's more important to you, and then prioritize that thing. And sometimes it's just inevitable. Like, I don't choose to have late nights and do all this. It's just inevitable, because I've got this discipline and my mind can't rest until I've got everything that I needed to get done. So, you know, if I don't have certain videos recorded or certain websites built or whatever task it is that I'm doing, if I don't have that task done, I won't go to sleep until that task is done. And that's the mindset you need to have. You can't link your work to time. You've got to unlink that right away. And I think there's a quote, I mean, don't quote on this because it's not going to be exact, but there's a quote that goes, if you want to spend without looking at your bank balance, you need to work without checking the clock. And that's exactly what I'm trying to say here, is that you need to unlink your working time or the time that you spend in your business to the clock. You need to unlink it, because if you look at it in that way, it's just like having a 9 to 5, because you're just working on something and constantly checking the time, you know, oh, what's the time now? Because I need to stop at this, you know. That is just a normal job. And if you want to like get more results than you would from a normal job, you're going to have to put more effort in. And I mean, it's not easy. I've got to admit that. Like, you might have some people online saying that it's going to be easy, you know, they're showing all the results off, and it might become like this, you know, kind of gold at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. Like, you've seen all these crazy results, all these crazy claims, and don't get me wrong, they're all true. Like, I'm not saying people are lying, because I've achieved some crazy numbers myself and I'd never lie about it, and I know a lot of other people in the space would never lie about it either. And I really respect those people who are fully like truthful. And, you know, like, even some people might be showing like the amount of sales they got, like they made like 60k in a month, which is insane, and it's completely true, because I've seen what's possible. I've done it myself. Not 60k, but like I've done big numbers myself, so I know what's possible. And even though like you might be thinking like that's insane, that's crazy, you know, I need to start this business. You've got to understand that they didn't just like start the business a month ago and then just automatically start making absolutely tons and tons of millions of like dollars or pounds. You got to understand that it took ages. Like the overnight success took years of hard work, years of just grinding like all day, every day, like lacking the things that they want to do, just fully focusing on the journey, fully focusing on making things happen and working to get their goals achieved. Because if you're not doing that, if you're not prioritizing that, then, you know, what are you doing? Because if you want to actually make it, then you're going to have to put it at the top of your priority. And a lot of people don't do this, but you need to do this, because that's what it's going to take. I mean, yeah, but like I say, on the more positive note, like obviously it's not going to be all good, but the positive note is that the more you put in, the more you get out. So when you do start working harder, when you do like bite the bullet and just go for it, you will see rewards, and big rewards that will be, and you can determine and you can decide what rewards you'll be getting based on what work you will put in. You know, if you're willing to go those late nights and work until the work is done and not until you feel like stopping, then you will be the one who will get like, you know, the most amount of money. You will be the one who makes more money than you expected and stuff like that. And you really surprise yourself, because I mean, last Q4, I've spoke on this before, but like my goal was to just make like, I think it was like 4k profit. I just wanted to make something like that in like over like the Q4 months, and I actually ended up making like 12k profit, and the product's still making money to this day. So you've got to understand that you know, things can happen quickly, like times can change quickly, and even when it feels dark, even when it feels hard, you know, these days are just getting longer and longer and longer. You got to understand that it's not all going to be bad, and eventually, if you just keep going for it, God will reward you with whatever you've been asking for, whatever you've been praying for. You'll be rewarded with it, because hard work is recognized, and if you're worthy of the rewards, you will get the rewards no matter what. And whether that will be in a short time period or a long time period, it doesn't matter. The point is, if you don't give up, if you don't, like, you know, just stop when you feel like stopping, and you fully try, you will do it and you will make it. So hopefully you took some value from this video. Hopefully you got kind of an insight on, you know, what it's like owning multiple businesses at 16. Hopefully you understand the amount of work it's going to take and the amount of time and effort it's going to take up of your day. And if you're actually willing to do that, then just go for it, man, because it'll all be worth it in the future. And the younger you are, the younger you start, is just going to be even better. So if you enjoyed this video and if you took some value, please consider subscribing. I'm not forcing you to, but I'm going to be posting a lot of videos on this channel, and I'm just trying to provide value as well as document my journey and sort of just push my videos out there, so I can just, yeah, have a platform where I can like speak to others, interact with others, and sort of just have this community of us. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, and I do have a black eye right now as well, or near enough, so that's not bright, that's not great, but yeah, that's chilling. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.